Hello, welcome pen friends. Today's really exciting for me because I've just finished up a notebook. This is a Flight Diary of Love notebook that I got on Amazon, that I got after I watched a review of it from Devin, and it's just a beautiful notebook, but I've been in it for a long time. Let's see, when did I start? I think it was May. No, okay. I guess I actually started it October of last year. Wow, I'm writing a lot more now. So that's, and it's full. Today is February 28th. So for March 1st, I get to start with a new notebook. And I'm really excited because I'm just really intrigued about this notebook here. I love the cover. And one of my favorite YouTubers that has a beautiful Instagram, Owls and Indigo, had recommended this notebook. And I'm not sure that it's going to be perfect for fountain pens. It has mixed reviews, but almost no notebook, if it's not Tomoe River paper, almost none of them are perfect. But this is really a process journal for me. This is where at the end of the day I kind of come in and I let's see, we can kind of flip a little in here. You know, I do a lot of processing, and sometimes I glue in things, and I even had a tracker when I was really having some issues. And, you know, I glue in, this is one of my favorite charts, a map of consciousness. I do whatever I want in here, but it's usually an end of the day. Oh, that was a beautiful, beautiful art that came in a letter from pen friend Tanya. So, you know, this is not a notebook where I want to get perfectionist in, and I don't, oh, I love that artwork. I don't want to use Tomoe River paper, to be honest, because if I did, I'm afraid I would not want to write some of the things that I write. Because this, even though I'm keeping them for a while, I don't know, I don't know if I'll keep them forever. They're, you know, and I try to always balance my journaling between, you know, 3 good things that happened and what were my challenges and what were my positive and negative feelings. I do that, and it helps a lot. So I used to do this in wire-bound notebooks that were bigger than this, but basically just the cheaper notebooks. But I found that I found my notebook piece in a hardcover A5 size, and so I love exploring different ones. And I don't mind that it might not work completely with fountain pens. But what I wanted to do first, before we open this new one, and we'll do that, we'll open it up, I wanted to give you an idea of how this one worked out with fountain pens, because this was it wasn't really a surprise though, because I had seen Devin Liu's thorough review, so I knew that some fountain pens were going to work really good on it. What I did today was, it only had like two and a half pages left in it, and I tore a page out, and I took all of my currently inked, including the one I inked up today, so there's 9, and then some that are just laying around being finished up, so that we could see how things did. Now, the Twisby Eco with a medium nib and Graphon Faber-Castell Stone Gray, that's a daily ink in all of my journals, so I've got 2 inked up at all times. And then these are all the currently inked, but we can flip it over, and I only really had trouble with 3. The broad nib and the Lamy Next with the Birmingham boiler steam. Let's see. Now that didn't bleed through really, but it seeped a little. And then Noodlers in a fine nib, and let's see, that was a Lamy fine nib. Noodlers Marahari's cordial, that, you know, that's trying to come through. And then Levenger Amethyst in a Lamy stub, but the thing is, that's in a juicy 3008. But these are, even this is acceptable to me in this kind of notebook, but everything else was okay. So what I find is I usually have 2 or 3 fountain pens going in my daily process, but always I find in the back of the book I test things out, and I get a gray ink, whatever nib it might be, that'll work with the notebook. And there's almost no notebook I've found that I can't find a gray ink that I can use with it, because gray isn't as aggressive. It just doesn't show through or bleed through as easily as black or some of the other colors. So this was a great notebook, just great. I mean, it had that pocket in the back, and it had the pen loop, which I didn't use a lot because I'm still using my knock seed. Whoops, oh my gosh, everything's out of territory here. I've emptied it, you know, for now, but I'm still loving my knock seed as my notebook cover, and I have my little chart, my pens, and my stencil ready in there. But it's going to be hard with this other notebook because I kind of like to look at that notebook, so I may just use a pen case. But you know, it had the elastic and it had numbered pages. Let's see. See if we can. A lot of the stuff I write is not really for public consumption, but you know, it had numbered pages and a nice 5M dot grid. So it was super nice, smooth paper and heavyweight enough to glue into. So you couldn't really ask for more. And I think this was like, at the time I bought it, it was like $8 or $9. I think they've gone up several dollars now. Okay, so let's dive into the new notebook because that's kind of why I brought you along. I just thought it would be fun. And I've got my currently inked pens right beside me here. I have those in my rickshaw koozie case. So we can open this and just see what, you know, begin to learn, because it doesn't really matter. I even have my ballpoint pen here. If it comes to that, it'll be okay, you know, because this is, like I said, this is a process journal for me. It's not like I'm writing letters with it. Whoops, this probably has a bunch of info. No, I've written it all down here. It's called Celestial Dot Matrix Notebook A5, Peter Pauper Press, and it's listed right now as $11.69 on Amazon with 192 pages with archival paper. But you know, like I said, it had some really varied reviews, so I don't know what to expect. But it does have the nice closure, elastic closure. Let's see where that's glued to. Take that off. I'll keep it, but I'm going to take it off at least. Whoops. Oh gosh, I'm just being too careful. Oh my goodness, it doesn't want to come off. Okay. I do like to keep these because sometimes I refer to them. Okay. Oh, good. Somebody had said that the dots were horribly annoying, and I thought, oh no, but that's not bad at all. In fact, that Flight Diary of Love, the dots were more noticeable. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. But there's that's not going to bother me. Okay. Like I said, if I want numbers, I'm going to have to number it. It does have a pocket back here. It's a little bit flimsy, but that doesn't matter. You know, even if I don't use the knock seed, which I think I'm going to... Oh, it has something about the company. In 1928, I got glue or something. At the age of 22, Peter, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, began printing books on a small press in the basement of his parents' home in Larchmont, New York. Peter, and later his wife Edna, sought to create fine books that sold at prices even a pauper could afford. Oh, that's why the name Peter Pauper. I really love this. I think that just looks like a beautiful book on your bookshelf. So I was really tempted by it because when I watch her videos, Allison Indigo, and I'm trying to think of her first name. I can't think of it, so I'll try to put it in later. It's just such a lovely notebook. It's really something to look at. Okay. Today, still family-owned and operated, Peter Pauper Press continues to honor our founder's legacy and our customers' expectations of beauty, quality, and value. Okay, so it feels nice. The paper feels really smooth. Actually, this paper feels a lot like this, but you know, I've learned that the feel of paper isn't really what what dictates your experience. So we can do a pen test at the end, I think. Why not? I usually do it all the way to the back, but not the, yeah, this is a regular piece, so we'll do it right here. Get you a little bit closer. Okay, so this is just everything I have inked up for this month. Let's start with the Platinum. This has got a broad nib on it. Platinum 3776 Nice. Did I say that right? I don't know this time, but it's not nice. It's nice, I guess. So pen test. Ooh, it's nice and smooth. And I will work on this page probably for as long as I have the notebook. I mean, the other one was pretty crowded up at the back of it. Platinum. Let's see if you have any focus. 3776. Nice. Broad. Diamine. Aqua Lagoon. Actually, I should have started with my gray pen because that will be the daily beginning color. But that's going to be really nice. I have a feeling that that won't bleed through, but we'll see. Because just my experience with Diamine Aqua Lagoon, it's usually pretty well behaved. So here's the TWSBI Eco that I always have inked up with a gray ink. This is nice feeling paper. No wonder she recommended it. She actually has it on her, I think her, you know, where you can refer people and to what you like. I guess it's an Amazon storefront, or not storefront, but like referral program. I don't know how that works, but TWSBI Eco. Oh, I like how that looks. Like I'm not seeing any spreading here of these two inks. That's nice. Every once in a while on this one, I would. Let's see. This is the Flight Diary of Love. With Birmingham Boiler Steam. Oops. Oh, Willie, hello. Oh, Willie is like got the tripod by the hand here. Oh, dear. Hello, Willie. So, for instance, you see, that's a pretty wet ink, and it did a little spreading. It didn't bother me that much, but... And then, of course, that Noodlers, but that's a really hardy Noodlers ink. That had a little bit of spreading. And the Levenger too, but nothing, you can see, it's nothing that would make you say, oh, it's a chicken feathers, no. But this feels smoother somehow, I don't know. Okay, medium. I think he probably wants to go out. And this is Graf von Faber Castile. Oh, I'm so glad. This really feels nice. And this is the color I always start with. I put my date number at the top, and then I color that in with colored pencils usually. And I use a lot of gray, but I use other colors like this for contrast. So I'm trying to think what else I want to try. I don't want to go through all of them and put you to sleep or anything, but no sense trying that Noodlers one. You know that's going to bleed through. Let's just go ahead and try this one. It's an extra fine nib, but it's got a really dark green ink in it. We'll try this. This is the Faber-Castell Loom. With extra fine. And Colorverse. Laurel. Okay. Okay, this one seems to be writing really wet, so we'll try this one. This has got a Birmingham ink in it. It's the TWSBI Eco Smoke Rose Gold. Medium. And it's Birmingham Ham Slag Gray. Ooh, I really like this. Okay. We could go on forever here, but I am getting eager to turn it over. Let's see, I got my little blotter page here. Oh, things are looking good. Okay. I don't see any bleed through. Let's see, what was that first? Diamine Aqua Lagoon in the really wet broad nib there, but it doesn't go through. I mean, that's okay with me. I can see that it could, you know, there's some ghosting and there's possibly some seepage, but I don't generally run into these notebooks with broad nibs anyway. My broad nibs are for my letter writing. Whoops, no wonder it's having a hard time. My broad nibs are really for letter writing. And that's why I've been really working on my Eco collection, because I really like their medium nibs and they seem to get along pretty well in most of my notebooks. So I think this is going to be a great notebook. I mean, I could try some more till I got bleed through, but that tells me what I need to know for right now. And of course, when I fill it up, that's when I should come back and give you kind of a review. But I think I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not as worried about not having an index and numbered pages in this, because if I just really want to, I'll go through and make tiny little numbers. But what I can do is just tabbing or something like that, because like when I put in my my chart that I like to put in, which I got to get another one, I guess, or print one, I'll just tab it with something, because I do like to have that always, or I can put it in the front. That might be a better plan, to just make room for it up here. This is a really pretty notebook. And I don't know how long it's going to last me. I'm thinking 192 pages. This one I think was quite a bit more. Let's see. I don't know if I had the papers from it. Oh, it definitely, well, let's see. Where was I up to anyway? I was up to like, 191 was my pen test. This was the pen test that I started with in here. And I really didn't have much trouble. You could see that that's all acceptable. Everything I did. Even the darker Waterman Tender Purple in the broad nib was acceptable. There was a little bit of seepage. But I mean, I never ran into anything where I said, oh, I can't use that in here. I wasn't using King Philip or anything, but... So 188, 191. Well, this may be the same size, 192 pages. And that's what they say for this Celestial, right? 192. So I don't expect it to last like it did. Let's see, October, November, December, January, February, March. Well, it lasted 4 months. So I guess I got 4 months out of this one. We'll see. I'll just have to let you know how long I get out of this one, but I'm super happy. I spent just regular pen allowance on it, and I'm happy with the purchase. So I thought I'd just show you and bring you along just for the fun of it, because it's Sunday and I can, I guess. Okay, and we're praying for plumbers tomorrow, which is March 1st, but they said next week, so I hope it means Monday morning bright and early before the chickens get up, but we shall see. And I'll talk with you later, and please drop me in the comments if you've used this notebook, or if you have some currently exploring notebooks that you're liking a lot. And also, I like to hear people's mindsets about notebooks, because, I mean, of course, I've got Tomoe River notebooks that I use for my ink journal, and I've got two different types. I have them in the A5 booklet format, and then the A5 hardcover format. So I kind of reserve that for ink journal stuff. And then this I consider to be like end of the day processing. So it kind of helps me not to have a $25 or a $30 notebook for that, because that just would intimidate me beyond, anything. So there we have it. Okay, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully this was a little bit useful to you, or passed a few minutes time. Bye for now.